Good morning. It is Friday, March 5th, 2021. I'm debating. I should look up the dates just to verify, but I didn't. Anyway, I think it's March 5th. It's Friday. It's 2021. I'm Pastor Thor Ramsey. This is Center Church. I'm with Center Church, and this is Gospel for Five, where we take 5 minutes out of our day and focus on the gospel and the one who saved our souls. I love the book of Proverbs, man. I just love this. It's such a fresh... It's just, to me, it is one of those books that we are most familiar with in terms of the Old Testament. Most Christians are familiar with Psalms and Proverbs. At one point in our lives, all of us have probably had a little pocket Bible that had the New Testament and Psalms and Proverbs. At least if you're a Christian of a certain age, before everything was digital, you remember the little pocket Bibles. But Proverbs is one of those books that every Christian has become familiar with to some degree. And if not, you should become familiar with the book of Proverbs. Why? Because it's a book of wisdom. If you want to live life, if you want to live the life that God wants you to live in Jesus Christ, this book really shows us the heart of God. And it fills us with a wisdom. It shows us a wisdom that's common to the world. We're talking about this. So we're in verses 20 through the rest of chapter 1 right here, which is the call of wisdom to the world, the call of wisdom to everyone. Again, it's built into the fabric of human thinking. Some might call it common sense, but there is a common sense that is built into the fabric of human thinking. So there's wisdom. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? How long will scoffers delight in their scoffing? And fools hate knowledge. Well, there you have it. Fools don't want to learn. Fools don't want to hear other people's perspectives. Fools don't want anything to interfere with their narrative of life. Fools just want what they want. And that's why you have moronic criminals. Criminals are fools. Why? Because they hate knowledge. If they had any knowledge, they'd be familiar with the book of Proverbs that would tell them, the life you're planning is going to actually set a trap to take your life away. So do not scoff. Fools will scoff. They scoff at the idea of right and wrong. They scoff at the idea that wisdom is built into the fabric of the universe. Right? Talk about pedestrian thinking. And this is what amazes me about atheists generally. Now, I'm not saying all atheists, but generally. When atheists say, well, I don't believe in your religion because I believe in reason. You know how unreasonable that is? As if reason just exists on its own? Because they see reason, as a universal... the only way reason can really mean anything to the entire population of humanity is if reason follows laws of logic, and those laws apply. I was trying to say applicable, and I couldn't get it out. But those laws apply to every human being in every culture. Logic works the same. Logic works a certain way. Our culture has become so irrational. There are people actually pushing the idea that mathematics is not objective. I downloaded the PDF last week, written by California educators. It's the idea that mathematics is racist, and in that document, they literally said that the idea that math is objective is just unequivocally false, they said. The fact that math is objective, that the idea that math is objective is unequivocally false. Now, that's an absolute statement. So can they back that up? It's the same idea again with reason. If reason exists, and it does, and if there are laws of logic, and there has to be a source for reason and logic. Transcendent source for it to actually be universal. And this is what Proverbs teaches us, is that laws of logic are embedded into human creation. They're embedded in the human psyche, in who we are. their common grace that God has given us. It's a wisdom God has given us. So for the atheist to use reason to argue against God is very much a self-defeating argument. And again, but people scoff that there's right and wrong. They scoff that there are absolutes in the universe. They scoff why they hate knowledge. That they don't want to be enlightened. They want to be woke. They just don't want to be enlightened. And you know what woke means, you know. We obviously know everything. That's the acronym for woke. My friend Taylor Mason came up with that, which I love. But all right, well, let's stop there. We'll pick it up. I just could continue to go on and on with Proverbs. It's just so rich. I love digging through this and talking about it. And we should all glean wisdom from it. That's what this book is for us to glean the wisdom God has given humanity. And of course, again, that wisdom has a source, God himself. That's why this wisdom applies to every human being on the face of the earth. Now, what's God said to you today?